Hey everyone, quick little heads up. This video deals with a spaceship that appears in The Mandalorian Season 3 Episode 1. There's not going to be any plot spoilers or anything, but if you haven't seen the episode and don't want to risk anything at all, click away and return at some other point in time. Alright, let's start the video. Anyway, this thing appears for a few shots in this episode, and I just really liked how it looked. So I did a lot of pausing and rewinding and forwarding and screenshotting until I got a few non-motion blurred pictures of it, and well, I just gave building it a try. Now, why do I even care about this ship? I guess I kind of have a thing for lesser known Star Wars vehicles, or vehicles with not so much exposure in Star Wars media, as you've probably guessed from the other videos on my channel. But yeah, I just like these ships that are often from the extended universe or legends, which mostly appear in old video games and concept arts and whatnot. And this ship here reminded me a lot of the R41 Starchaser. So much so that I'm almost sure that they look to it for inspiration. Actually, one of the first videos on my channel was a showcase of my R41 Starchaser MOC. So yeah, feel free to skip over it if you want and have a look, although the video kinda is all over the place because I didn't script it like at all. And it's way too long and there's way too much unnecessary stuff in there. So yeah, check the video out at your own risk. Now regarding this fighter here, I don't know any lore information yet because the episode is only a few days old, so yeah, what you see here is what you get. A very small and flat starfighter with a few interesting shapes and angles, and a pilot of less reputable status. But yeah, this is a pirate ship. It has the typical look of a Star Wars pirate ship, is what I mean. It's fast and nimble, not too sturdy or well armored, but with a bigger emphasis on speed and firepower, as you can see from the big engines and the pronounced blaster cannons right up here, up front. Yeah, the whole front section gives this fighter an aggressive look. It's not pointy like a sword or anything like that, like some of the other fighters from Star Wars, but when you look at it from the top, it more resembles an axe head or a hatchet. So yeah, you probably just don't want to be in front of this ship. Now, attached to the engines are those wings or foils. They're slightly angled backwards, so when you look at this thing, you will notice that there is only one direction for it, and that's forward. So combined with the big and powerful engines, it really makes for an overall aggressive-looking spaceship. Like, when this thing appears, you better decide quickly what to do, because it won't leave you much time to decide for yourself. Unfortunately, you gotta be a bit careful with those hinge pieces, since they aren't locked in place with any other pieces on top. It would have made the wings look way too thick, and I'd have to do a lot of redesigning for a different way to attach them, and yeah, I'm not going to play with it, so they're not going to fall off, but this thing is really swooshable, and it's fun to swoosh it around, so let's see. Maybe I'll tackle it again sometime in the future and redesign the whole thing. But yeah, regarding the cockpit, as you can see, I used the most recent X-Wing Canopy piece, which already looked a bit out of place on the actual X-Wing sets, but it was the best I could find for this ship. I tried the Y-Wing cockpit as well, the one that I also used in the Starchaser, but it didn't look quite right. It did look better towards the rear, but the front looked just off. It needed to be rectangular and flat, so this is the best compromise. But it also makes the whole back section look a bit off, or well, it doesn't really look off, it looks fine, but it looks different from the reference model is what I mean. But yeah, I'm fine with it. It's an okay compromise. Now, the engines are only held in place by a Technic axle and friction, because well, the axle only goes through a modified plate with a Technic pinhole in it, so they still kind of rotate. There definitely is more than one better way to do it, but I usually don't have any plan when I start designing my models, so well, I just go with the flow, and then I try to cover it all up and make it look nice. Basically, most of my builds are the Lego equivalent of that weird kitchen drawer that is just full of random stuff and where the contents just grew organically over time. And as long as you leave it close and look at it from the outside, it's fine. Yeah, but don't open it. Okay, one last look at the underside. There's not much going on here. You just get, well, the underside of the engines, and then a bunch of anti-studs and a few inverted slope pieces to add stability and also make it look a bit more rounded and tie it all together with them. And if you want to change the color accents, you can easily do that because they are just there on the surface and have no structural purpose. Well, in the show it's dark red, but dark red usually is reserved for my Rebel or Republic ships, and pirates usually get different colors, like more earthy colors. Either the whole ship is done with well, more dark bluish gray or dark tan and brown, and then you get light nougat accents or dark orange. So it looks very nice. Think of the quad jumper set, and well, just colors like these work very well. And yeah, that was it for the video. I hope you enjoyed the showcase, and maybe you even got some inspiration out of it. And I also hope that we're going to see a lot more of those cool but kind of less important side character-y ships in upcoming Star Wars series or movies or whatever. There's often some really cool designs in there. And yeah, feel free to stop by and leave me a comment. I always enjoy hearing from you guys because it's, well, I just want to know what you have to say, and also it kind of keeps me motivated interacting with you. So yeah, thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you on my next one. Bye bye.